Welcome back to Australia Main. It's only a wrestling podcast called Australia Main. I'm your host, Ricki, as always, joined by Michael Thompson.
Hello, hello.
And David Yang.
Why don't you ever introduce me first?
You're
shooting on you for that.
I did. I have introduced you first before.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You know what just popped into my mind? Just a quick thing to start off the show.
Yeah, go.
I'm not over the fact that I can't believe that I copped Roman Reigns to win at Mania for $3.50 and it turned out being wrong.
Lol.
That Brock went,
Mate, that's
still salt over that.
That's just rough for you, man.
Still salt.
Like, that's...
Because Roman at $3.50 and leading into Mania, come on, we all heard the news, right?
He's going.
And this is why you should never fucking punt on wrestling. Learn from my mistakes.
And now he's back again. Boys,
segue.
Boys, how was the week in wrestling? What we all...
Shoot.
There's
Greatest week in wrestling.
I knew you would fucking say that.
I disagree.
Better than All In.
Well, to be fair, he's saying that because he won a little prediction for the first time ever.
This is
one time and current and heading into the toughest schedule, by the way.
Yeah.
What a time to win the belt.
Yeah, no. Well, is there a belt?
Is there a belt?
Do we have a belt?
Oh, it's a shame this is an audio fucking forum.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, actually, that is something I do want.
And new prediction champion.
Yeah.
Say it, Ricki.
And new prediction champion, David.
Hold my hand up. Hold my fucking hand up.
I'm not going to hold you. I mean, I can tell people that I've hold your hand up, but they're not going to fucking know, are they?
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so...
It was close. It was what, 4-4 to me and Michael, then 5 to you. I think the deciding What
one
did I miss? We all missed the fucking WWE title match.
Well... No,
we didn't. No. What did we miss? We all missed the main.
You guys picked Joe. I picked AJ.
Shoot. Joe won.
Hey, it was only 2 taps.
Joe won. Where's the Look, honestly, give me the rule book out.
Okay. I think so. Like in MMA, a legal tap out has to be 3 taps. Now, This is WWE.
Because you know how many times there's been like they're selling, and they've gone tapped it to really sell.
Yeah, like twice. They never tap 3 times.
Yeah,
and they never do
enough.
it. I reckon it's one of those like dumb unwritten laws in some like pro wrestling rule book that was written back in the 50s. It's like to tap out officially, you got to tap out 3 times.
Yeah.
But my big issue with that is, AJ, I know this because wrestling rings vibrate like fuckery. The ref counting, you would feel that. Why the fuck would you tap out at 2? You are 1 second away from winning and you've gone, oh no, fuck it. And little bitch. I'm starting to come around to your fucking views on this.
Huh? Yeah. Thank you.
Only because I get it.
Shoot, how many times have I said it, man?
It extends the feud. I get it, but like from a kayfabe perspective, I'm like, why the fuck did you tap out? You're 1 second away from winning, man. Like, just suffer through. He was in the Kikina clutch for like 3 seconds before he did the flip over to the pinning combination. Suffer through it for 3 more seconds.
Have they booked?
He's held it for longer than that in previous matches.
Have they booked Joe versus AJ? Joe versus WWE champion at Showdown?
Well, it was already...
They have, yes, no disqualification, no count. There will be a winner in bold.
Okay, is that because like
that's official from Tuesday on SmackDown? Yeah,
awesome. So we're getting a fucking no DQ match at Super Showdown. How good is that?
That's pretty dope.
So I actually legit think we're going to have a new champion at Super Showdown.
No. I think
same. Do you know why? Do you know why? This is my big thing.
Oh, you're really hyped coming into this.
Do.
Go on. Speak your words.
AJ is the cover of the WWE 2K19 game.
Yeah.
They want to keep him as champ until that game comes out. Do you know what date that game comes out?
My birthday.
What date is that?
October 9.
No, it must be different in the States then.
No, but in Australia, it's my birthday comes out.
All right.
Games drop on Thursday.
In the States, that game comes out on October 5th. What date is Super Showdown?
October 6th.
October 6th. He's holding that belt until one day after that game comes out, and he's fucking dropping it at Super Showdown, baby.
But then
lock that in,
and now
lock it in.
We'll segue this into Hell in a Cell, and it's really hot in here.
Yeah,
we'll segue this into Hell in a Cell.
Well, that's gonna
if you think Joe's gonna go over for the belt, and with how the mixed tag match worked on Hell in a Cell, do you reckon Brian gets the #1 contender shot?
I think
you reckon Brian goes over at Showdown?
Joe goes over, then
Joe goes over.
Then you got your heel face.
You got your heel face,
and then
standard booking.
Brian wins at the Survivor Series. Miz wins at Royal Rumble.
And then Miz wins Royal Rumble.
And then Brian beats him at WrestleMania.
Or do you think that's no longer the plan? Do you think they've scrapped that now? I think, and shoot, like I was thinking this a couple of weeks ago, thinking neither one of them needs to win the Rumble to have a position themselves for the belt. Right?
And we've heard the rumblings that apparently Vince is very, very high on Almas to win the Rumble.
Don't say it.
Yeah,
I spoke to Yang about this on the phone early before we started, actually.
Yeah.
I spoke to him on the phone saying, I think Brian's going to win. Brian's going to hold the belt, and then Almas is going to take it off him a month after Mania and run with the title for 3 months or so.
Okay. I wouldn't mind
Which Yang's annoyed about. He's dreading the day.
When was the slap bet? When was this?
And this is what I wanted to ask you.
When was the deadline?
You have
of
the
slap?
timeline.
Early June. We did June.
Okay.
I'm sure he booked it before Almas got called up.
He did.
But I said...
When did Almas get called up?
June.
It was June?
It was June.
I'm thinking May is when he put the slap bet on.
Yeah, but I said when...
So
Either way, this does
Mania
not
in
look good
April.
for... Yep.
But I said when Almas debuts on the main roster...
It's always early April.
I know it's always early. It's the first Sunday now. It's always the first Sunday.
Plus, I said, I'm like, it has to be early. Almas has to debut on the main roster before this actually
No, we can always go
effect.
back in the tapes, bro.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
We have history ledger of this.
Yep.
Hold on. I don't even want to think about the world where Almas wins the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
A year into call up.
It could happen.
I do.
A year into call up.
I do.
Come on.
It could happen.
Come
Dude,
on.
I mean, look. Objectively, he is having a really fucking good run. He is having a really good
He
run.
is.
Especially,
and look, I will
especially
put him
with
over.
like Zelina.
Look, shoot. The only reason I'm against it is solely for the fact there's a slap bet on.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't want to get slapped in the face.
Like he is a good talent. I just don't think he's there yet for world title talent.
no.
And I know, and Vince goddamn loves it, doesn't he?
I agree, but there's we've got another 6 months of booking before Mania for him to prove himself, and I think he has the time.
And
the
look, if you
talent.
honestly think about it, SmackDown is like, it's good traditional booking in terms of how their main event is handled with literally the champion and a challenger, right? There's not 7 people who are competing in the main event like Raw is right now.
Yes.
Right? So that means that, and there is a lot of upper tier guys. So you got the Miz, the Daniel Bryans, and now Almas is in there as well, which is good. It's good, but personally, I just think there are a lot of other people who can grab that title.
There are, but we will see what happens.
Absolutely.
Shoot.
In the next.
Finn
I've
wins
also
Rumble.
got some,
Finn wins Rumble, goes SmackDown.
The one bit of news I've only got for when we did a news thing and all that is probably the biggest news. So I've
Shoot,
basically...
we've just gone off on a fucking tangent.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we do.
We need structure.
No, we don't. Fuck structure.
What structure? But...
Struck fucture.
Structure. Anyway, go on.
Well,
Jobber.
the news I've got is... I'm going to say that...
Hold on. Before he even hits it, I want to guess his news.
Is it that Ray's back?
So Ray signed a 2-year deal.
Yep.
Is that on your news?
No.
Oh, okay.
We've broken it here, ladies and
well,
gentlemen.
go on.
We got ahead of him. Apparently, that got announced like a couple of hours ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But thank you for that news, though.
So Ray's back.
Yep. Which is good.
Per Mike Johnson.
To 205 Live with you.
No official WWE statement.
Off to 205 Live.
Shoot, 2-year deal. Do you reckon he wins a world title?
No.
You reckon there's not one single world title in that 2-year deal that you
I think there is definitely a... where does he go? SmackDown or Raw?
Raw.
Raw?
I reckon you chuck him on Raw.
All right, so there's an IC belt in his future.
No, actually not. Fuck it. Put him on SmackDown.
I think he'd be better on SmackDown. to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
When do you reckon he comes back?
Especially with the Fox deal. You
Yeah.
chuck him on SmackDown.
Yeah.
You get some of those
Okay.
eyes on Fox.
Do you know at all when he's like able to come back on TV?
Who are we talking about again?
Ray.
That's not even his news. He doesn't even know.
Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, I just want to know
I
because
think Ray
We're
is...
thinking Crown Jewel.
I think Rey
it's-
Mysterio is still contracted to Lucha Underground. So I think
Okay.
Wayne to that season wears off before
So
They haven't
Ray
even
goes.
started
And that's
showing that yet.
Yes, they have.
Yeah,
They have.
it's
Oh, they have?
a couple episodes in.
Yeah, a couple
Oh,
episodes
okay,
in.
okay.
Season 5.
So I think once
or-
Ray is done, or once he's wrestled his last Lucha Underground episode,
Yep.
that's when he's going to come back to WWE. It's the same with Pentagon and Phoenix because they're going to start negotiating with them as well, heading into Lucha Underground.
Penta and Phoenix are in a non-compete up until 2020 with Lucha.
Because
And
they filmed a lot of stuff for them.
Yeah, Penta and Phoenix are in a contractual non-compete with Lucha until 2020, and are currently negotiating with Impact.
for
Yeah,
a
well, they got
redeal.
their Impact deal, which
Yeah.
is their sort of Is there Impact deal?
Shoot, they don't need to go to WWE.
No, there's still
don't.
There's still
I
contracts
don't
in
think they
Impact
do.
Wrestling as of this moment. Both
WWE
Penta
can't
and
have
Phoenix.
everyone in the world.
No,
Is
A stat was released.
Do you know
the
if the Impact deal is like an appearance-based thing or is it like a time-based thing?
it's I think it's a per appearance
Impact
basis. Yeah,
It's either a standard length contract because Lucha does it on terms of televised.
Yeah.
because they film all their stuff and then they bang it
that's,
out.
that's why
Impact's doing
Ricochet
it
had to wait for so long.
Yeah,
and Impact does that with tapings as well. Like they do it per taping.
Because they film like 6 weeks of stuff at a time, don't they?
Yeah, they do 6 weeks on, a month
true,
off,
true.
6 weeks on, a month off, 6 weeks on, a month off. Normally Impact with their tapings,
Yeah.
which is good though for a lot of wrestlers though because they can.
No, most wrestlers prefer that
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
WWE is very much week in. Week
But I was
out.
going to say that the big news that I've got is that there was a meeting at Stamford, Connecticut, 24 to 48 hours ago with Impact Wrestling and WWE. Scott D'Amore, Don Callis met with WWE officials. Triple H and Vince McMahon were not present at the meeting.
Ooh.
But apparently there is news that Impact Wrestling and WWE could potentially be working together in the near future. This means that...
I don't like it.
But
I don't like it because we're 7 years too late for it.
there's no buyouts.
True.
We're 7 years too late for it.
There's no buyout. There's no tape libraries involved at all. So
What is it? Just straight up Impact versus WWE?
Nope. So basically, it's to
Just don't fuck with my territory. I don't fuck with your territory.
it's to give Impact Wrestling or give Impact wrestlers a right to wrestle in NXT. It's what I'm.
okay.
I like that.
That's
I
not
like
bad.
So that's what I'm hearing as
Okay.
well. Jeremy Borash was present for the meeting. Yeah, he's Triple H's right-hand man as of this moment when Triple H does take over.
That's good.
Matt Hardy was
very smart.
apparently also it included like Matt Hardy as well. Matt Hardy is also going to be working more as a producer backstage,
Yeah, let him run NXT, man.
which is good.
Let him book NXT.
Actually,
So-
he would be a good if they're gonna do this. He would be like the perfect. Him and Borash
Yeah.
together would be the perfect like bridging point to
Yeah.
get that relationship off to a good start.
Yeah. And it's also to
Yeah.
give Impact a bit more, or to give WWE, sorry, a bit more leverage over the libraries that they can use for Impact Wrestling on 24
Shoot,
specials
if
as
that
well.
deal goes through,
as well.
definitely,
So,
definitely.
they're apparently,
Impact's got their hands on a lot of things.
so apparently the
So if a New
the-
Japan guy works on Impact, can he go and do NXT?
We don't know much.
Lucha guy who works, could the
we don't know much.
NXT?
We don't know much about this meeting just yet, but Triple H apparently was the one who sort of helped put this all together because he knows Scott D'Amore, he knows Don Callis very, very well as well. But
Brian
yeah,
Cage and NXT?
so Impact Wrestling and WWE have had conversations.
You just know Vince will look
Watch
at that. He was
this
like, fuck.
Awesome.
space. That's all we're gonna say. But
That is-
it was a big meeting. But
Austin Aries and NXT? Again?
Oh shit.
Again?
No,
But how does that look in front of Impact, right? You're like Impact, and they're considering themselves a big company, and they got their world champion, right?
yes.
But the best he can do is appear on NXT,
I think the
and I don't know how you want to look at it,
dude,
right?
like what is the stigma of NXT right now? It's one of the most entertaining.
It
like,
is that's what I'm saying.
self-contained
but it's
brands.
still not Raw and SmackDown. It's still very
I know.
much obviously
But,
below
I mean,
them.
okay,
so if you're saying that, and if you're Impact and you're signing that deal where it's like, yeah, you can appear on NXT, and like it's like any of our guys and any of your NXT guys specifically.
Okay, but I bring it back to this. Jushin rocked up on NXT.
I know, good moment, fair enough.
Like fucking Mickey James returned on NXT before she came back to main.
James Storm had
Look,
had
I'm
3 appearances
very-
on NXT as well
I'm
before he signed a
very
long-term deal with
much-
Impact.
I'm very much aware of that.
Okay,
right?
do you reckon the overall stigma of NXT would change should it be included in the Fox deal? Now, have you heard what the Fox deal includes? We got SmackDown going to live TV.
Raw's apparently going to head over to Fox as well, but apparently Fox have already said to WWE, cut it back to 2 hours because they need a 1 hour news.
Yeah,
No, I've heard that.
that's
I've heard
fine.
that. But Raw's still contracted to USA Network for a while.
USA for a while. But the other thing is they want NXT on Fox.
I'd pay that.
And they want
This is
205
where-
and they want 205 Live
Ooh.
on live TV. So, well, they'll be both be they'll probably I think 205 and NXT would be pre-tapes, but they would go live to TV. Do you think if it goes to TV instead of being on the network, the impression of NXT would change somewhat?
But it's so
I know it's still developmental,
interesting.
but I
because
think we have discussed this.
is it the third brand? Is it the
Well, no,
third brand?
I think-
is it Raw, SmackDown, and NXT now? Or is it Raw, SmackDown, and you get called up from NXT? Like, it's all those...
I think it's still, and we did discuss this, it's like the 2 tiers of NXT. You got the developmental tier that does like the house shows and just sort of travels and that.
It's
and
so
then,
hard, man.
And then they get to TV, and that's like the next level, and then you go from TV to Raw and SmackDown should you want to change brands. But like, okay, Ciampa, I 100% believe when that guy says, I want to stay on NXT forever.
And I agree with it, and I believe that so much. Because even if I was a wrestler in that position, I would take pride in being an NXT product, right?
Yeah.
But dollars and cents talk. And exposure talks even more.
It does.
And that's always going to be...
And NXT is always going to hit that roof of like that Brooklyn 14,000. You're not going to ever get a WrestleMania with NXT.
Yeah.
You're not going to get in front of 70, 80, 90,000 people.
Yeah.
And that is something that I think a lot of wrestlers
Exactly.
do want to tick off the bucket list at one point in their life. And I still think that's why like maybe at some point the Bucks and Kenny would come over to WWE because they just want that thing of just like, okay, we did WrestleMania. Sweet.
True. That is true. Well, how much does Wrestle Kingdom get?
Look, the reported numbers are always in the 60,000s, but it's always. But realistically,
what do you reckon they'll report Showdown to go
Tokyo
for?
Dome is 45.
Yeah.
To maybe 50 if it's a proper sellout. But because if you watch the broadcast and there's that like the ringside seats, and then there's a huge bit of space in between them and then like the actual like seated area.
Yeah.
It's so weird the way they set it up, but that's just Japan. Speaking of, Meltzer did report what they were expecting for
90K.
No, not a chance. He said the WWE.
What the fuck would Meltzer know?
The public number. Well, yeah, you just look at like
I'm starting beef with Meltzer.
WWE always have like a ratio of like what they report and then what is.
Oh no shit.
He said they.
What do they?
The number they keep throwing out is about 70 to 75, which means they're probably going to get about 60,000. And I can see that happening.
Is that for Super
I can see it
Showdown?
happening.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hearing already from. I've spoken to a few people who work sort of ticketing areas as well.
Yep.
About 50,000 tickets already sold for Super Showdown.
Okay.
It's not too bad.
I think that,
but it's not the 90 that MCG
can hold
with this kind of venue.
But once again,
the capacity there.
Capacity is at 100, isn't it? But like obviously taken in
103,324 if you want to be specific, MCG wise. But I think
it was 100,000
stage
100,024.
100,024 seats. I put
think
in.
Think of the stage,
standing
right?
room, corporate.
Yeah, and then they're going to add seats to the ringside, right? You get about 90.
But I think we're actually going to get a very sort of like Wrestle Kingdom looking setup because you're not going to be able to fill the entire floor.
But yeah, my God, you wouldn't want to.
You got to remember as well, they're actually closing off a part of the stand as well.
Yeah, I just said, you're going to stage and ramp.
So that's about 10,000 seats that you're basically taking away from.
But yeah, but usually like, at least with like the basketball stadiums they usually do it in, you usually what you lose in that one end for the stage, you gain back on the floor.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You gain
so
on the floor.
usually, but I think the MCG is going to be a different case. I think just like
there's a lot of floor.
You're not going to fill out that entire
You're not going to even want to fill out.
I don't think there's going to be any seating like next to the ramp. I think it's going to be like at the very bottom of the ramp. You're going to start with seating.
Yeah,
because the ramp's going to be huge.
You reckon? Massive. Yeah,
dude, like that.
It has to be long, but is it going to be?
I don't think it's gonna be high, but it's gonna be very, very long.
It's gonna be long.
Yeah, I think it's
like
gonna be like
mania long.
Like,
yeah. Oh yeah, I think
it's not gonna be as high. As
it won't be as high
as 34. It's not gonna
I
be
think
as high
like
as
it's gonna be more of like a San Antonio Royal Rumble deal where it was like very like it wasn't elevated, it was flat.
You see the gimmick? They had to fucking bring out the cart for like Big Show.
Yeah, Big Show, Mark Henry, Big E. Yeah, that was funny.
How do you get away with that?
Well, they always
get away with it on TV.
They always cut back to the ring.
Yeah, I know, but like,
and then all of a sudden
you're in the fucking stadium and you're just watching these dickheads like, oh, let me get
because like, okay, the
quick.
best thing was Big E made like a thing of it and just did like the Queen wave the entire way down the ramp. But yeah, I think I can't wait for them to like, because once like. AFL finals are here. We have 2 weeks left, and then the week after the grand final, it is fucking Super Show.
Have you heard about what? Have you heard about what they've done with the ground?
What are they doing?
They're actually Cricket Victoria have said that the turf's not going to be ripped up just yet with the MCG. Basically, they're going to as soon as the grand final night's done with Diesel and Jimmy Barnes performing post show at the grand final party. Apparently, they're going to get rid of that stage, and apparently WWE are flying in their team.
Oh yeah,
as early as Sunday.
I was going to say they'll be in here quick.
As early as Sunday afternoon, the team's going to start working a week around the clock to make sure that the stage is ready to go.
They're gonna have to.
And then on the Sunday after Super Showdown, they're ripping up the turf and putting under cricket pitch.
Yeah.
So it's a week after they normally do, because normally on the Sunday...
Yeah, immediately after the AFL Grand Final, it's like, all right, cricket time.
Which is also it's going to annoy a lot of people as well, because remember, they got the free thing at the MCG normally on the Sunday after the Grand Final.
Yeah.
Apparently they're not going to do it this year because WWE need a week at least to get everything ready to go.
It's going to be a fucking...
I'm keen to see what this fucking stage looks like.
But apparently...
mate,
right, that's all I'm hyped for.
Apparently,
good.
the day after, the Sunday, they're going to open I think they want to open it on the 7th of October, which will be the Sunday. And then on the 8th of October, they're ripping up the turf completely and putting a cricket pitch down.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
That's what they're going to do, MCG-wise.
But a week to get you get your boys down here real quick, because that's a
That
big
is-
ground. AFL will be finished.
I mean, you look at
as
everything they
early
do
as
with, like-
Sunday.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's a schedule,
100%.
man. That is Australia's picking up right now. This is our time.
And think about it, they are wrestling here on a Saturday night. They could be back in the States by Monday for Raw.
True.
Fucking respect.
What a
And there's also
respect.
the one thing I like as well about it too is that the guys I've spoken to who work for WWE, there's going to be a week-long access event as well.
You speak to guys who work for WWE?
What the fuck?
Rowan Herbstreit, I know very, very well. He works with WWE and WWE Australia. And apparently there's going to be an access for WWE a few days beforehand,
Sweet.
which would be good.
I was wondering what they're going to do.
Rumours are that Elias is going to perform at Fed Square. Rumours.
You knew that. You just had to, man. I would have loved it if he had done a laneway instead.
Oh,
because that's so Melbourne.
AC/DC lane.
Yeah, you
Do
just
that
do a
shit,
fucking laneway, man. You set
No,
Elias
actually,
up.
I think-
You know what gets you real cred?
Don't even promote it.
No, you know what gets you real cred? Yeah, don't promote it. Cherry Bar. Do fucking Cherry Bar, man. That'd be fucking awesome.
We gotta hang on the so. I like
That
to
is-
believe if
okay.
I'm WWE, I'm not promoting it, right?
For any
let word of mouth do it.
For any international listeners that don't know what Cherry Bar is, Cherry Bar is the live music venue in Melbourne that turned away a Lady Gaga after party for the 20 people that wanted to come see the local band that played there that night. That is how legit Cherry Bar is. They don't give a fuck. And I want to see Elias perform there.
But this is what I'm saying. I don't want any promotion. I don't want a week in advance where they're just like, Elias is going to be performing here. It's like, no.
I want it
just
to be like
let-
a fucking
'cause
flash mob.
They didn't even promote Bourbon Street, did they? Elias just walked out on a Bourbon Street.
Wasn't that Hardy?
No, Elias, when he did the
okay,
performance on the
Elias
bar
performed.
on Bourbon.
Oh, okay, because remember
He
Hardy
just-
did the walkthrough of
Yeah,
Bourbon Street.
yeah. I think most of them did like a tour, like a little walk down Bourbon.
So what Elias did is he actually took a camera crew down with him Bourbon Street and just started playing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Take a crew with him and
that was
head down a laneway in Melbourne.
And that was part of the Elias documentary that was on the network a few weeks back.
Yeah. Is that actually what would be like Hosier Lane would be a good one too.
Hosier Lane?
Hosier Lane would be a good
Hosier
one.
would be mad.
But yeah, doing AC/DC lane would be sick.
Don't do Fed Square. Don't
Yeah,
do
Fed Square. I get it because like the MCG's right there.
Yeah.
And it's like it's perfect marketing for the show.
And they potentially might have like a WWE access park similar to what they have for the AFL
would it-
on Burang Mar.
If you
Apparently,
slap-
that's where they want to put it.
If you slap him on Fed Square, is that even going to go over too?
Yeah.
I don't know what the percentage, and I'm sure they're going to release a percentage eventually, but like of international people coming from outside this Australia coming to coming here for the show. I don't know. I think the Triple H Taker match is what's selling it to international people right now.
Yeah.
We're going regardless, but like to get people from overseas, that's what you need.
You know what sold me, boys?
I just
Buddy
want
Murphy.
Yeah, I know. He's looking jacked as
Dude,
fuck.
he's looking fucking
But,
real jacked.
What,
But yeah,
what- what's also good too? Sorry.
No, I just wanted like doing stuff like having the access a couple of days beforehand,
Which would be good.
having
Treat it like Mania.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But like, is it worth going all through all that effort based on like how many people are coming from outside the states? From Australia. How many people are in Australia? I just don't know.
Do you know why they're doing access too? Because the guys from TEG Dainty were on Waitley a few weeks back on SEN, and they said that they're going to do an access style thing.
All right, cool.
Even saying on Waitley, I think Waitley's also got some inside word too, from what I'm hearing, that he knows that they're going to do an access sort of style.
All right, that's cool. Anyway.
Moment.
Just eventually they're going to get Waitley, hopefully, to call WWE thing, which would be fantastic, back into Melbourne. Apparently,
It'd be great if you could do like
One day.
on the network, like change commentary. So you got like Cole and that.
I've spoken to Jared Waitley about this.
Yeah.
I've spoken to him personally, and like Waitley's even said he would love to call the WWE back into Melbourne for SCN.
Well, there
That's his dream.
should legitimately be like the American announce desk and then the Australian announce desk.
I mean,
and
Get us on it.
you should be able to switch commentary, and you should have like Jared Waitley, Dennis Cometti. Fuck, who else would be really good? Anthony Hudson, I think would do a good job, and just for the gimmick, Bruce.
yeah.
Get Bruce McAvaney.
But I think,
Oh no, fuck it, BT.
yeah.
Fucking Brian Taylor doing commentary for WWE. That'd be so good.
But I think the experts commentator for that will be Dennis's son, Mark, who's a legitimate pro wrestler.
True. That'd be cool.
Should be good.
I've seen him wrestle. He's a big boy.
He is a big boy.
He's so big. Anyway,
He actually he calls to Triple M actually in Perth.
does he?
Yeah,
Who?
Mark
Oh shit! I thought because I know Dennis still does some.
and
stuff
Mark
in-
does too.
Oh really? That's
Dennis
cool.
and Mark call together
Oh,
because
that's
Dennis
cute.
also does the waffle for Seven over there too.
Oh yeah. Anyway,
Good moment, boys. How about wrestling?
They actually-
Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, Hell in the Cell. Well,
Fucking great show.
well,
Don't even say no more. Don't say no more. Great show.
Until.
Don't no.
actually, no. Can I start?
Okay, go.
I was going to start was I'm not too phased on why New Day and Rusev Day were the pre-show match.
Who
that annoyed
fucking
me.
called it?
You did.
Thank you. Actually,
Wow.
we did.
Did you win? Did you win predictions though?
No, I didn't.
No, okay, that's why.
But
I wasn't happy with
what
that.
Did, hang on, what did we both say? Prophet calls motherfuckers. New Day, Rusev Day pre-show. Hardy, Orton opens. That was you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, that was so like.
Of course they were going to do it.
No shit.
Yeah. and it was,
Open with a cell, end with
and
a
it was
cell.
the perfect opener. Fuck, it was a good match.
Yeah, that was.
Oh my
That
god!
was
Did you
fantastic.
see
Second
the,
match of the night, we
bit
call
of
it?
fucking skin hanging off
Insane.
Orton's leg?
Yep.
Ugh,
They always
gross.
say you leave a part of yourself in the ring.
Then fucking twisting the earlobe. Ah.
And Jeff Hardy.
Dude, Hardy taking that bump from the top of the cell into the
That was
table.
fantastic.
man.
Was this in like just our conversation or was it on the podcast? I have been wanting the monkey bar spot in the cell. I'm like, it's the only. I think it was on the podcast.
Do you reckon that's the last creative thing they can do in that cell?
That's the thing. It's the only thing they hadn't done.
Yeah.
My thing was like that. No one has hung from the scaffold.
I know. I think we talked about it in prediction where we like climb the side.
Yeah.
And then just
And then crawl across.
And then crawl across like
but
that.
instead he just did the ladder and
Yeah.
the same gimmick. But like
Yeah.
no one has done the monkey bar spot. Now it's been done. Thank you very much. I'm happy.
Thank you, Jeff.
They've
No,
done
respect to Jeff
every
Hardy.
they've done every creative spot. Actually, no, there was one more creative spot they hadn't done, and they did it in the main event. Someone using the door as a ramp to jump in the ring. That's about it. Yeah, I know, Brock. We'll get to Brock in a sec.
We'll get to Brock.
Oh, spoilers! I was really
the other-
hoping to say his name until the end because I'm like,
okay,
I'm so hyped.
everyone fucking saw it. Everyone knows that he's back, kind of.
The other standout match
Kind of.
for me from that night,
Yeah.
which I thought was really, really solid, would have to be. I didn't mind the War Women's Championship match. I thought Rousey yet again.
I think it's now become formulaic with Ronda a little bit.
Okay. The one thing I was worried about, her selling the ribs. She did a good job.
She's doing a good job. Every match she comes out there, she does that little bit better and adopts a little bit more of
That
wrestling.
that crucifix pin combination she went for,
That was a good moment.
it looked smooth.
Yeah.
It looked really
That
good.
was- that was a good fucking moment.
She pulled it off. I was like, holy fucking shit.
I've
She's
never
pulled
seen
off-
that.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that was really good. My
Match of
favorite-
the night's got to go to Raw Tag.
Yeah, Raw Tag.
Raw
Raw
Tag.
Tag.
Raw Tag's got to go match of the
Fuck
night.
it, or like just four of the best guys in the company, in wrestling in general. You put them in a ring, they ain't going to disappoint.
Yeah.
And the finishing combination, which was the
Insane.
Falcon Arrow into Claymore, kind of zigzag, and then the pin. God, that was fucking great. Drew needs to be a world champion the next 6 months.
It's gonna happen.
He's so good. He's so much money.
It's a now.
I know.
It's a matter of
when
if and when.
When he first got called up again,
Yeah.
I was a bit hesitant.
No,
And I'm
man.
not going to lie about
Nah.
it.
To be fair,
No, hold on. I was hesitant,
Yep.
right?
You
And I
were.
like to believe back then, rightfully so.
Okay.
Now, not so much.
No.
Now, I'm with you boys.
Yep.
I
'Cause-
think there's genuinely something to him. And pairing him with Ziggler is obviously a lot of credit to Drew. A lot of credit to Drew. So much improvement in the ring. So much improvement on the mic. And obviously, dude's so jacked. But give
Yes, he is.
a good amount of credit to Ziggler.
Yeah. No, fair enough.
Give a good amount of credit to Ziggler.
I will say this though about Drew. I saw his stuff when he went to Impact, and once he won, hold on,
Just
hold on.
let him,
Because I'm going somewhere with this. So when he won the world title as Drew Galloway, I knew straight away. I'm thinking, he's dominated over in Impact. he's showing, he's learned so much from his chosen one quote unquote gimmick when he had in WWE to 3MB. But when he won the world title with Impact Wrestling, I said it's only a matter of time before he goes back to WWE and he claims the top prize there. Because Drew Galloway, or Drew McIntyre, is a bona fide world champion. He's got the body for it. He's a bona fide world champion. And I know, and I agree with you. I think within the next 6 to 12 months, Drew McIntyre is going to hold the red strap. I don't know how long for. I'll give it to him for about 6 months. I would get him from after Mania to at least SummerSlam next year as your Universal Champion.
I think he takes it off Brock.
Do you think? I don't think Brock gets it back.
Speaking of,
no.
I think
wait on that.
I think he takes it off.
We have a lot to talk
about. Well, let's power through it, boys. All right, come on.
So Raw tag match was fucking incredible.
I feel like we don't even need to talk about anything else in this card because it was all great
until
the reality TV show.
Not even until
the reality TV show mixed tag match.
Yeah, look, that probably was the worst match of the night.
For one of the worst gimmicks in wrestling, and I hate mixed tags. I don't think they're a good idea, except when you're doing mixed match challenge because they take the piss out of it.
Yeah.
When it's on a pay-per-view, it's garbage always. This was probably the best one we've had.
Yeah.
Only because of the storytelling that they did. They managed to pull it off, and you did correctly predict Miz and Maurice, and that was what got you the win in predictions. It was that match. That was the difference.
Oh.
So you can thank Miz.
But I'll say this about Maurice though. 5 months post birth.
Oh,
she did really well to
staying
fit and stay in good shape.
Yeah, because she's been trained by the greatest of all time.
Yeah, apparently.
Miz.
Which I thought was really good.
The whole card was fucking fantastic. It was such, especially after SummerSlam.
After SummerSlam, SummerSlam is perfect too.
I'm putting us over, boys.
Like, subscribe, and share, please.
Yeah. After SummerSlam, which was a really good pay-per-view from top to bottom, to even match that or even top it, I think with this one. The issue I find is they sacrificed a lot of people that would otherwise usually be on a pay-per-view to have that really succinct 7-match main card, but every match got time to breathe.
Yeah.
So it's what do we...
But this, and we speak about this almost every 3 months, and I know it was one of the biggest talking points when we first started Australian Mania again, was the main event scene and the cards of Raw and SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to touch on at the start of the show. There's 120 superstars that exist across Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah.
There's
120.
There's also 120 that are currently signed to NXT.
Really?
There are 240
fucking hell.
wrestlers.
I had no idea it was that many.
That's
There's 120.
phenomenal.
No, that's not. That's not. There's 120 people to go around 8 belts.
Yeah.
And then add on maybe 2 more storylines on top of that.
That's what SmackDown's been doing really well.
SmackDown's been doing really well, and I don't
actually
think
they've kind of neglected the US belt in favor of non-title feuds with Randy
and Hardy and Miz and Bryan.
And the one thing I've seen a lot from SmackDown the last few weeks as well is, and I've said this in the chat as well, I feel that the Shinsuke novelty's worn off a bit because he's not getting, and
it has.
The last 2 hold on, the last 2 weeks
sound like it's Shinsuke's
but the last no, I'm saying it's booking's fault.
Yeah, exactly.
But the last 2 weeks he's come out, it's been crickets, it's been chirping,
no pop, not even a heel pop.
Yeah, no one cares.
Yeah,
I hate to say this, but no one cares. Rusev got more of a pop this week on SmackDown.
Rusev's fucking over as hell, man.
Than Shinsuke. Everyone's Shinsuke, yeah, fine.
Yeah.
I want Rusev to win. Everyone's
look,
like that.
Honestly, and
I would be more than happy for Shinsuke to go back to New Japan.
No, fair enough.
Same here.
But so much so for the benefit of the WWE product. Obviously, Shinsuke, but for the benefit of the WWE product, let people go.
Yeah.
Let people go. Because you're 120 across the main brand.
That's crazy. I didn't know it was that. I thought it was maybe 80.
Yeah. You're 120 across the main brand with a handful of titles. Right?
Yeah.
That's the problem, right? And we touched on it months ago when we were talking about the main event scene of Raw, which still is the same, by the way.
Yeah.
It hasn't changed.
Fucking crowded.
The belt's back, but it hasn't changed.
Yeah.
Right? There's still fucking 7 people who are taking up that main event
At least
spot.
we're getting universal title matches on Raw.
We are.
It may be against Baron Corbin, but fuck me, I wanted him to win.
Hey, we had Finn Balor a few weeks back.
Yeah.
And he wasn't at Hell in a Cell, and he wasn't on Raw.
He wasn't either. What the fuck? God damn it, WWE. What are you doing?
Which maybe might be a good
You
thing.
have the most over motherfucker in the company.
Also,
and
a stat
not
that came
putting
out,
him
he's
on.
also wrestled the most matches this year.
Of course he has.
Yeah.
He's
He's their workhorse.
But
in a
his
weird way.
win-loss record is not too favourable,
Which
though.
is just unfair.
But once again,
'Cause
not his fucking fault.
Seth comes in at second, and I think
Of course he does.
Ziggler, and then the WWE champion. But
It's-
Finn's number one. Finn's
Yeah.
wrestled the most matches this year.
Yeah, but remember the year that Dean wrestled the most matches for the company, he didn't win a title. But
he won the WWE belt, didn't he, that year?
Was that same year?
That was 2016.
Yeah, he won the WWE
I
belt.
thought he won
that
in
year.
2017.
No, it was 2016 because he was WWE champion when the brand split happened.
Yeah.
He was
Was that
SmackDown.
2016?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
Fuck me.
He was SmackDown's number one pick.
Wasn't last year, bro. He got injured towards the end of it.
He was
so
SmackDown's number one
couldn't have
pick.
been it.
He was SmackDown's number one
Oh,
pick
that's
in the
what it
brand
is, yeah.
split.
Look,
Yeah.
look, all these years are fucking
Last year
together.
would have been WWE champion.
Yeah.
Or
What,
Seth.
do you know what the scary thing
But,
was in 2016 though with the brand split?
But
Yeah.
so far this year, it's Finn. It's wrestled the most
John
matches.
Cena was SmackDown's middle pick.
Yeah.
Randy was
Yeah.
higher than him.
Yeah, fair enough. Look, anyway. Yeah,
Dolph was higher than him.
I think at that point we knew that like Cena was probably going away for a little bit.
Miz was higher than John Cena.
He's looking fucking jacked though.
Who?
Cena.
He just
Yeah, dude, he spent 3 months
He
in the
released
last 3 months.
a.
He's lost
fucking China.
he's lost 20 pounds in the last I think 6 months.
Where the fuck did he have 20 pounds to lose?
He's looking real good. And his Chinese is really fucking good, too.
Also-
Yeah, well,
His Chinese is
Actually,
really
I'll
fucking
tell you where he lost the 20 pounds from.
where?
Nikki Bella.
No, lol. Just from her tits. Okay.
But yeah, where were we before this? Where were we before?
He's-
We're talking
he's
about.
yeah.
Hold on, back on track, please.
Hell in a Cell. Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell.
It was look. It was a. Okay.
Yeah, because you're talking about 7 matches on the card, right? And
Yes,
some people.
yes.
You got Bailey and Sasha just from the women's division.
Not on the
perspective.
fucking card.
Not on the
Finn,
card. Finn, not on the card.
Elias, not on the card.
Not on the card.
Kevin Owens, not on the
Not
card.
on the card. And oh my god, don't even get me started on Kevin Owens. I know I'm the biggest Finn mark you'll ever meet. I'm also the biggest KO mark.
No,
and KO
Same
is
here.
literally, I don't understand. I
I
do not
I
understand.
thought it would have been
2 weeks ago,
I think-
he had the hottest story next to Becky Lynch.
I think he ran
With the
over
quit.
Vince's foot with his car or something. Like, I don't know what he's done backstage, but just he's getting buried. Leo Rush got the better of him this week on Raw.
Shoot, though, Leo Rush is really fucking good.
That was a good segment.
Right, Leo Rush is
I
really
dug that segment.
Yep.
Even
also-
Something little like that has literally made Bobby Lashley must see, in my opinion.
yeah, exactly.
Right?
But you know what the best thing is? Even on
That's the best thing
on-
for Bobby Lashley is
on-
for Leo Rush to be his manager.
yeah, on Twitter, fucking Matt Jackson put it over.
Brilliant.
He's like, I don't watch the product much, but this was fucking awesome. I'm just like, Matt Jackson, if the Young Bucks give it the tick of approval, I like it.
And when we get to Raw, I'll explain why this is the best thing for Bobby Lashley
Great,
because
because we haven't finished Hell in a Cell yet.
Exactly.
Now let's
You
finish
can't-
Hell in
You
a
can't
Cell.
talk. Yeah, I just think like it. But it goes back to me. It's like, why the fuck did they go back to the combined pay-per-view? Because you could have
Yeah.
easily run a structure where you had the back and forth pay-per-views of Raw and SmackDown and done the 7-match thing, but still had enough stories on each one.
I actually don't know why they went back.
I know
because
why they went
enjoying-
back to it.
No, I get it. But
it was
it's-
because of low crowd attendances for the Raw only or SmackDown only brands.
Yeah.
no
that's the reason
shit,
why.
but like,
But if you consistently put on pay-per-views like this, then attendance would start to spike. Because if you're putting on just 7 matches, 3.5-hour pay-per-view, not this 4-hour bullshit. The 3.5 hours, it clicked by.
Yeah.
All of a sudden,
It honestly did,
All
yeah.
of a sudden, it was like, oh fuck, this is the main event, and that's what you need.
SummerSlam was the same. SummerSlam fucking flew by.
That was like
Do you know
nearly
what's
5
also
fucking hours.
really
Yeah.
sad as well? When we had the brand back to the brand split quickly, when SmackDown was SmackDown only for Backlash and No Mercy, both of them sold out as quickly as possible because Backlash and No Mercy were the most riveting brand split pay-per-views of 2016, and
Well,
for that first 12 months of the brand split,
Who was it? Who was in the main event picture at that point?
AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, Dolph Ziggler, Miz,
And Cena.
and
Don't
Cena.
fucking
And Cena.
forget Cena. That is so stiff.
But like, I mean, that is a fucking good like.
And Randy and Bray towards the end of it, and that's and after that, not them, but after that, it went down. Right?
To be fair, I'm still a bit salty that Dolph and Miz did not close No Mercy 2016, where it was title versus career, because that was a legit 5-star
Oh,
match.
that was so fucking good.
that did close.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, it
it was Randy It was Randy Bray.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
it was
And Luke Harper
too.
came out and
I
it was a
Yeah.
clusterfuck of an
that
ending.
match.
That was
My
a
fucking
fucking
memory.
solid match.
But they should
Fucking
have
super
closed
kick
the
with
show.
bare foot.
Like when I
Yeah.
saw when we saw the triple threat match between AJ, Cena, and Ambrose for the title, I think we all went straight away.
Didn't Cena have something to do?
Ziggler, Miz is closing that show. Everyone thought that straight away. Definitely.
Cena double booked himself or some shit because he had to be somewhere. That's why they put him on.
Oh, because I think
no, legit. Like he had to
I think
be
he had an
somewhere.
award, I think he had an awards night to go to.
He had to do the ESPYs or something.
Yeah, he had to,
whatever.
He had to do an awards night there.
Anyway,
Anyway, Hell in a
Hell in a
Cell.
Cell main event. Let's
Shoot.
Let's
All right,
discuss. Let's discuss.
Let me get my point out though, because I just know your fucking Michael's gonna shoot on it for some stupid reason.
Go on.
All right. My only gripe. No, two main gripes with the main event.
I've got
One,
7.
it's a Hell in a Cell match, right?
Yeah,
no fucking contest. It's
Don't throw
stupid.
it out. Don't throw it the fuck out. Just
Right.
okay.
And if you're the guy coming in, just throw the other guy on top of it. Don't have a no contest.
That's exactly
stupid.
what everyone has said. All you had to do was F5 fucking Roman onto
Yeah, and just leave
Braun,
him there.
Braun,
Yeah,
and then just
ref
have
count.
someone count it.
Which look, it looked like it
Braun-
looked like it was what it was going to be, but then it didn't.
Braun was on his stomach, I think. He wasn't on his back.
No, he was on his back.
He was on his back?
He was on his back, went on top of him.
Then why the fuck didn't that ref just come in and go,
See,
doot?
That's my main gripe, which has, nothing to do with
Also,
Lesnar.
just before we keep going, lol at Foley accidentally counting 3.
Yeah, good moment.
I've got about half a dozen gripes with the Hell in a Cell match.
Just let...
And then the second gripe is, and it's my problem with the Raw scene in general, why the fuck were everyone else out there? Why bring out the Shield and why bring out, what do they call themselves, the show now?
No, the Dogs of War.
The Dogs of War.
Terrible.
I heard the show.
Terrible name.
Someone said the show, and I was like, okay, all right. No, Dogs of War and the Shield. It's like, okay, I would have, and I still do, accept Brock coming out because that makes more sense in my opinion. Get your receipt. He has a receipt to have. They wrestled earlier in the night, right? Didn't need to be. It would have elevated the shock.
They needed someone to do a cage spot.
And what Roman and Braun couldn't do that?
I don't see Roman and Braun going off the side of the cage like Ziggler.
I see Roman, and I see Braun being a bit cheeky about it.
I just don't see...
Anyway,
I just don't see him doing that, but...
I see...
Or you didn't need it, right? Let it just be two guys going fucking ham at it.
Yeah.
And then when you're almost there, then
But no, like
piss off the crowd, quote unquote, piss off the crowd.
The dirt sheet is that they specifically had the four of them go out there to get that cage pop when Ziggler and
I know.
Rollins went over.
I know.
Because they knew that they would go off the air with the crowd booing them. They have got to the point where they understand that no one wants to see Brock.
Don't say that.
I don't care. Yep.
Don't say
But that is just because like
That's
have you seen the footage of the crowd after it went off air? It is just raining down.
Bullshit.
This is bullshit. Like they would not shut the fuck up for a good.
But they're not screaming, this is bullshit over Brock being
Yes,
back.
they are.
Because when
Yeah.
he came
No,
out,
they are.
They are.
No.
It's bullshit because it ended in a no contest.
No.
Watch it back.
They are
It
there
is
because of
bullshit
Brock.
because it ended in no contest.
Watch it back. There was about 40% of the crowd that popped.
No.
No, legit. I watched the match
Can
again.
I go through my gripes?
They did not pop that hard for Brock.
I've got a half a dozen gripes with that match.
Yeah, go on.
So my first one is Brock Lesnar.
Well,
He
yeah.
goes away for 4 weeks, and you know
Well, look, we all know why he's back. We all know why he's back.
he's gonna get the belt back.
Fuck no, he's not. It's to promote the fucking the
Saudi Arabia thing.
yeah. That's it. That's all. We're not going to see him again until that.
Yep.
That's the only reason he's back. He's getting 7 figures to go over, take 3 bumps,
And that's it.
and as long as he's not hurt for UFC, he's good.
So that's my first
Ooh,
gripe.
speaking of, John Jones got cleared today.
I know. It's all.
Hell in a Cell.
Fuck yeah. Yep. Keep going.
First gripe.
He's
Brock
100% on the gear again, though. Go on.
Hell in a Cell. First thing, Hell in a Cell, Brock Lesnar coming back.
Yeah.
Didn't need him. Wasn't worth it. Paul Heyman, didn't need him. Wasn't worth it. Didn't take
Bear
Jim
mace
Foley
though. Bear mace.
Number 2, the mace shot wasn't I did not accept that at all. That was bullshit.
The what?
The mace shot that Mick Foley took from Paul Heyman when
Oh, the mace. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
The mace shot.
Yeah.
Bullshit. Complete bullshit.
Foley was literally only there to sell the fucking special.
mace shot, yeah.
No, the special
And the
afterwards.
special, yeah.
That was really good though. Did you guys watch that?
I did.
No,
it was really
I'm not.
good.
It's real. It's so good, man.
Yeah,
that's
fair enough.
number
Hold
two.
on. We're hearing Michael's stupid opinions.
Sorry.
Number 3,
Keep going.
I agree that Rollins, Ambrose, Ziggler, and McIntyre being out there, they didn't need to be out there. I think Reigns and Braun could have easily gone through announce tables, gone through the cage door itself, gone through the cell. It's complete. They could have destroyed that cell on their own.
One thing we agree with, Michael.
I worry about Braun doing a spot that high.
He doesn't have to fall. He could push Reigns off.
I know he can, and
Right?
but we already had
Taker
that.
doesn't take those fucking
we
bumps.
already had that spot at steel, when they had the steel cage match against Owens when he threw him off the cage.
I was going to say also,
And if Owens can do it, then Reigns can fucking do it.
No, I know.
So-
I know. But like,
but I'm saying going through the cell though.
Hold on.
Then-
Even if it was to pay, and if I'm WWE and if I was booking this, just to solely pay homage to the fact that Mick is going to promote the special afterwards, run the exact same spot of Taker and Mick Foley at the top with Braun and Reigns and throw him off the exact same way.
They're never going to do that again.
No.
Never.
Did
you notice how high that cage was? The cell?
Yeah.
It seemed higher.
That seemed pretty high.
It was a lot more high.
Like, you go back and watch that footage from 98. That cell's pretty fucking low.
Yeah.
Also,
that cell's pretty low.
Comparatively.
Number 4.
Yes.
And
That's why they're only taking bumps off the side of the cell.
And this is probably because of probably for both cell matches.
Yeah.
I didn't like the color red on the cell.
You're fucking pedantic.
I loved
Oh
it.
my God.
You've turned you off because it's my turn to talk.
I thought
my
it was,
turn to talk.
Just let him finish. Let him finish his little. He's got his points.
I'm not done yet.
I want to hear him. Keep going. But just for the record, I like the red cell.
I didn't like it for the fact that you had the corner posts with red and you had the signs behind with red as well and all of that. It was a bit too. Like,
red?
It hurt
a bit too red?
It hurt the retinas a little bit.
Okay.
Like, it hurt my eyes a little bit.
I didn't mind it.
Like,
I thought it was good.
I got a bit of a headache throughout the course of the cell matches, but that was my only gripe with it. The cell looked amazing, probably the best I've seen it all, like the entire chronology.
It made
of
it
the
harder to you know how they put the footholes in the cell, so like you can obviously climb up.
Yep.
It did make it harder to see those footholes having the red.
And like you saw, Ambrose was struggling, Ziggler was struggling.
He couldn't even find him.
Rollins was struggling as well to find him. Number 5.
Yes.
How they ended the match with the no contest. Like the no contest, I don't agree with in the slides at all.
That was dumb.
I thought it was the stupidest thing in the world. It was probably time to have Braun go over Reigns. No, sorry, Reigns to go over Braun.
Well, yeah, it could have literally just been solved by him being F5'd onto Braun. That ref, instead of coming out and calling the match off, just counting the 3.
Yep.
Simple.
And then number 6,
just
the way it ended. It just ended abruptly, and that annoyed me so much. It annoyed me to the point where as soon as the fans started, but as soon as Brock walked out, I turned Hell in a Cell off. I'm like, I'm done with this shit. I'm done with this shit. Only for the fact that the reason why I'm done with Brock Lesnar for now is you do not need Brock Lesnar to save your main event. Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman with Mick Foley inside Hell in a Cell is there for a reason. It was booked as the main event. It was promoted as the main event. It was promoted for 20 years of Foley. It was promoted for Braun to finally get his hands on Roman Reigns. It was promoted for Reigns and Strowman to finally end their feuds inside Hell in a Cell one-on-one. I know we're going to get the match Super Showdown, but it should have ended there. What do we get? We got Brock Lesnar, who looks like he's ready for a UFC fight more than a WWE fight, more so than anything else.
Looking svelte.
Yep. We're also looking at the potential with Brock Lesnar just needs to be there to get people to go, oh shit, I'm looking on Twitter. I got to turn on to the network now. Brock Lesnar's there. No, Lesnar is not there anymore to promote Hell in a Cell. He was not there to promote any more pay-per-views and all that. Brock just needs to go away for a while.
Well, it was literally there to set up another pay-per-view.
Yeah, I'm sick and tired of seeing Brock Lesnar on TV knowing that he's giving and he is taking space away from other talent. As you said, 120 people on the main roster. He's taking away a spot for a potential to have someone else have that opportunity and all that. Brock Lesnar is a thief. He's an oxygen thief when it comes to TV time. He's an oxygen thief when it comes to pay-per-view time. The only people I want to see between now and the Royal Rumble at least is full-timers. I'm done with part-timers. I don't care for them. I don't give a shit about them anymore. The full-timers there work their butts off 300 days a year. All I'm going to say, though, is that Brock Lesnar does not need to be there anymore. He does not need to be there to enhance the Universal Championship. He's done that for 500-something days. He does not need to be there anymore with Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman can get another client, another advocate on his books. Kevin Owens would have been a perfect example for that. And Brock Lesnar just needs to make sure he needs to realize one thing. Go to UFC, be there for a while. When WWE wants you, at the right place, right time, that's when you come back. Not 4 weeks after you got embarrassed and lost the Universal Championship to Roman Reigns in almost a glorified squash match.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Okay, so turn his mic back on.
It is on.
Okay, good.
That's
David, rebuttal.
He's got nothing. That's my gripe with Hell in a Cell and the main events.
What do you got, mate? I can see him building to something.
I'm bitterly disappointed with how that ended.
And go.
just not going to waste my time. I've said it all before.
Yeah, no, look, that's fair. They're all valid points. They're all very valid points.
Honestly, shoot, they are. And the most valid is where, and I knew this is where you had me from a debating standpoint. You brought up the 120 people, and I'm like, you know what? Fucking fair enough.
Yeah.
All right,
I mean, it's literally just to sell the Saudi Arabia thing, and that's unfortunately the world we live in right now. Is the fact that they have given the WWE a lot of money.
They have,
and
because they've got shares in the company now.
Oh, for real? Fuck.
Wait,
is that why?
Four Saudi business people have shares in WWE, which is why we're getting another pay-per-view. Yeah, which is why we're getting
all the execs sold a bunch of their shares?
Yep.
Fuck me. That's shit.
And that's why we've got another Saudi pay-per-view happening at the end of the year, which is Crown Jewels. Because Crown, whatever the fuck it's called. I don't give a shit. Not to be offensive or anything like that.
It was
like Saudi Arabia is a...
Yeah, you put over your own fucking tweets. I can't believe you don't remember it.
Combine them all together.
Just get Vince to come out there and fucking...
The evolution of my Super Crown Jewels. Yep. That's
Saudi Arabia, fantastic country from what I've seen. I would love to go to Jeddah one day and just to see like tourism standpoint.
No, you wouldn't be able to take your wife though.
No.
Yeah.
Well, actually, women are actually legally allowed to drive in Saudi Arabia now.
I know. Look,
good for them. It's 2018.
There are improvements, and I think and we talked about it when it first happened.
Look,
WWE's 10-year plan is to obviously change the world,
and also,
right?
and
I don't think we are the platform to discuss political
exactly. Hold
things.
on. So why we're not doing that?
And I don't fucking want to because
we went.
And
Michael, the one point that I think you got
I was going to say
wrong-
one more thing about Crown Jewel really quickly, which is the reason why Crown Jewel's there. Is because Evolution is a week beforehand as well, because the women can't compete still.
Hold on.
That I want to discuss.
Isn't Evolution the fucking receipt for the fact that they did the Greatest Royal Rumble?
Yeah, I know.
So now they're doing another show? Does that mean we're going to get another women's fucking pay-per-view?
God damn it. It's so fucking stupid. Yeah, look, this is like, I don't want to be the podcast that discusses the
exactly, so don't worry about it.
The political lens.
Michael, the one point where you're wrong is that you said this is the end of the Roman and Braun feud.
God, extends it.
This is anything but the beginning of the Roman and Braun feud.
I actually don't want to...
You're not counting the one they had last year, all right? Or you can consider it an extension, but this is part 2, right? This isn't the end. It wasn't going to end after Hell in a Cell. It wasn't going to be the finish. We're probably going to get Roman Braun probably up until Rumble.
But you got to realize this, though.
Because there'll be a Survivor Series match between Shield and two other people, and them and two other people.
But Hell in a Cell is built generally as the match to end all feuds.
Yeah, no, that is true. Which is probably even more of a stiff on the fact that they did that then.
That has stopped though.
Which it has stopped true.
Because that's the problem with WWE. When you build pay-per-views around gimmicks rather than building feuds around gimmicks, it takes away. Traditionally, back in the day, Hell in a Cell was the end of a feud. Hell, it was the entire fucking structure that contained end of an era, which we're now fucking going back on.
Yeah.
But Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy, though, that's how they ended their feud inside Hell in a Cell.
But that is now the exception and not the rule.
But I'm old school like that.
Okay, you can be old school, but that doesn't mean that's how it today exists.
Yeah, that's the problem. Right? Like, it's the same as Extreme Rules. It's the same with fucking TLC. These match types used to be the culminations to shit. Now they're just excuses to have pay-per-view.
Exactly.
Which is fucking annoying.
Nailed it. 100%.
And I hate it.
And that's what I'm saying. Because you have that old school mentality, you were going to be wrong. Because this isn't the end of the Braun. It literally started again a month ago.
Yeah. And
this isn't going to last a month.
I've resigned to that fact.
It's fucking annoying. And
right?
I don't like it. I hate it. Like, Hell in a Cell should feel special.
Yep.
TLC matches should feel special. Extreme Rules matches should.
And I think
there should be a reason.
They've lost that shine.
Them.
They've lost that shine.
It has.
That once.
It has 100%.
Yeah, fair. And that is true. And that's 100% on them. But that doesn't take away from the fact that this was never going to be the end of this feud.
No. I mean, like the best way in 2003 for Shane and
It isn't even the end of granted, they weren't in a Hell in a Cell match, but they're
Miz and Brian.
Miz and Brian, even AJ and fucking Joe, right? Like they've had like a series of matches up until this point. This isn't going to end either.
No,
right? None of these.
Well,
traditional booking doesn't end that way anymore.
I think AJ and Joe finish at Super Showdown because you got the number 1 contendership match on the same night.
It should.
And then that means that.
But if there's a title change, it doesn't finish.
We're assuming that number 1 contenders thing is Survivor Series?
No, it's at a later date.
SmackDown. I think SmackDown 1000.
I think so as well.
Ooh,
and I think it should be Miz.
Actually, sorry.
We're also residing ourselves to the fact that whoever wins that also goes over.
Just to bring a point back.
We also said the same thing about Rumble.
Completely forgot.
SmackDown 1000 will be where the title will probably be
it's a week
on
after.
the line.
The reason I wanted to know when Ray was coming back.
Yeah, SmackDown 1000.
Yeah, that
And
would
he's one of the biggest proprietors of SmackDown.
that would have been cool, but if he can't, he can't. That sucks. Anyway, sorry, I'm just that's the reason I was asking for Ray's return
And
date.
also, do you know I've also heard as well, reports are
1000. Yep.
another match that's about to be confirmed for Crown Jewel, DX versus the Brothers of Destruction.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels is coming out of retirement for this match.
I know we talked about it about a couple of weeks ago, but I'm so fucking hyped for it. I don't care. I don't fucking care. I'm so fucking hyped for it.
Sean's been offered $2.4 million to come out of retirement.
Who cares? Who cares? I don't care.
No, I do.
I know you're such a purist.
And
Sean is too. And let it be fair, he is competing against Taker, right? Like this does make a lot of sense to Sean. If it had to come out of retirement against someone,
it should have been AJ fucking Styles.
no, because that doesn't make sense. It makes
How
story
does
sense to
that
come out
not make
against
sense?
a man who
It
retired
should have
you.
been Daniel Bryan.
You can have these matches, but to come out
Because Daniel
but to
Bryan was
come
trained
out of
under Shawn
retirement.
Michaels when,
And they kind of had a midi feud when he was doing the championship.
Yeah.
That was so
Yeah,
dumb.
no, but I'm talking about in terms of coming out of retirement. It's
Then it should have been a one-on-one match at Mania next year.
fair.
That is the only acceptable
right now.
thing.
It's just a talk.
That is the only acceptable
Shoot,
thing.
fuck yeah.
To be
oh
fair-
my god, let Sean be the third person to beat Taker.
I actually think there might be a
go
potential for
2-1.
this.
Oh, that's what I want. That's what let them have the tag match because Rock did it when he came back. Do the tag match, right? It's just a standard issuing into the number.
I actually think Shawn and
hate
Taker.
it so
I think
much.
Shawn and Taker will wrestle one more time.
Yeah,
next
they'll do
WrestleMania.
Taker. Let them do it at Mania.
That-
Let them do it
like,
at Mania.
that-
Give me
that-
Shawn Taker at Mania one more time.
That will be the
That
headline.
Shawn Michaels thing on Raw 2 weeks ago
Was fantastic.
but it was 100% to set up his return.
Yeah.
Like
No shit, that's where we're at now.
You know, in the package when they eventually have their one-on-one match, they're just
Yeah.
going to use that fucking
Yeah.
footage to set up that fucking match.
Dude, can we talk about that fucking video package when it does drop?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Look, it's
The
gonna be
retirement match.
It's gonna top the
it's 9 years in the making.
the
Shoot.
sorry the
WWE's first 5+ stars. I know I don't give Meltzer credit. Fuck him, he's a piece of shit, right? But that would be the first 5+ stars.
I
No other story is ever going to do that.
look, if two 53-year-olds can do a 5+ star match, then they're going to be the two to do it. But I just don't see it happening. But I hate it. 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 I hate it.
You're
Your-
a purist.
your
I
turn.
respect it.
It's because Sean's my favorite of all time.
Yeah.
Same
He
here.
is-
Look, he's
Same
up
here.
there with mine as well.
He is the fucking greatest in-ring guy. Like from talking, he's not the best. Like that's what. But
No,
when
no.
you are in the fucking ring, he was amazing.
Actually, have we ever
He
talked
just-
about our favorites of all time?
I want to save that for something special.
Okay.
Okay, but I think me and you did. I think way back.
Yeah.
It's like fucking
Episode 3 or 4.
show
But I've got
101.
I've got two, which are still my favorite of all time.
Yeah,
We're not
but-
going to do it now.
No, we're not going to do
We
it.
can do
now.
it off air.
But
Yeah.
I-
Save the big one for the podcast.
Yeah, but no, I'm doing it anyway.
Is that what podcast 100? Is that
No.
what-
I want to say.
How many
for-
episodes in are we now?
This is 86. Yeah, 86. So
80.
I did a bit of a calculation. Assuming we do take a couple of weeks off over Christmas, episode 100 will be the first show of 2019. Ooh. Yeah, pretty cool.
That's massive.
Anyway, yeah,
We should-
I don't.
We should do
like-
it on location, actually, for the 100th one.
Well, we will have the equipment.
We will.
True, we should do it somewhere.
We should do it on location.
We have a good.
Shoot, dare we say in episode 100 begins the network.
Yeah, look, that
The
kind of
birth.
thing. Anyway, look, that's for off air. I'm going back to the fact that I hate the fact that Shawn Michaels is coming out of retirement purely for money.
I don't believe so. I think it still is for
The
story.
fact that the fact that he got offered a lesser but similar amount of money to fight AJ at Rumble and didn't
1.7 against AJ and declined.
and didn't do it when that is a fucking dream match and everyone knows it.
But-
and now he's doing DX versus Brothers of Destruction. It's not fucking 1996. No one gives a fuck.
But this is what I'm saying. It still
Doesn't
works
Kane have
story-wise.
Doesn't Kane have mere things to do? He has mere things to do. All
He's
right.
also coming down and Showdown as well.
Yeah, I know. It's like
Which is
fucking.
such a good
I
moment.
think it was like Matthew from Botchamania who just like did a fucking tweet. It was like, you have reached the office of the mayor of Knoxville. I'm currently in Australia dressing up as a red guy and pretending to be from hell. I'll be back next week. It's like, what the?
Leave all you
Don't worry. I'm gonna pop when he comes out at fucking.
Leave
Isn't
all-
that the whole point? This is the whole thing. We will shoot for 25 minutes, but for one last minute when we finish it, it's like, I'm still gonna pop.
I'm still gonna
to be fair, the one thing you've missed on that little voicemail is please send all your correspondence to my lovely receptionist Karen.
Yeah, just
We'll call her Karen.
look.
He's receptionist, Karen. Hello, Karen, if you're listening.
Yeah.
You think it's for money, and a lot of people are going to think it's for money.
It is.
But
No,
if
it
I'm,
is. It is.
It's still for story though. It's not like they've given him, hey, $5 million, put over Leo Rush coming up in the main roster, right?
Okay,
It's like,
I will tell you.
it's still against Taker, and it will still be against Taker going forward. And then you'll work the Daniel Bryans, the AJs.
I'm going to hit you with the hypothetical. Do you think what do you think the first bit of correspondence with Shawn was? The dollar amount or the story being told? Tell me that.
Both. I think they were both packaged together.
Genuinely?
Because you just said it before. You said 1.7 million, right? And against AJ Styles, it's like you wouldn't even have to work much, Shawn, right? And I know, yeah, we're all going 2 million, yeah? But in terms of that scale of money, 1.7 to 2 million isn't that much money comparatively difference-wise, right? So it's not about the money. They would have been like, go against Taker.
It feels like it's about the money.
The long term here is you get one more shot at Taker at Mania.
I don't see him.
Let that be it.
I do not see. Just the fact that it's going to be multiple matches as well.
But that's not confirmed.
That's the thing.
That's not confirmed. It could still just very much be Taker.
It could be, and that I would much prefer that.
That's
I
what I'm
don't want
saying.
him to be doing a fucking tag match in Saudi Arabia because that is garbage.
But if that
want
leads
him-
to a, hey, Taker, one more time at Mania.
I know. And the fact that I will get to see Shawn Michaels wrestle again is like a dream fucking come true. But, he was the one guy we had. The one last fucking holdout. Ric Flair went back on.
I know.
Hogan
I
went back on
know.
it.
I
Ultimate
know.
Warrior
I
went
know.
fucking back on it. Everyone.
Yep.
Kevin Nash keeps going back on it every fucking second week. Whenever his knees feel all right, he's like, yeah, I'll book a fucking show.
You know he's a world he's a champion.
I know. It's fucking annoying. But everyone went back on their word
I know.
except fucking Shawn
I
Michaels, and he's
know.
gone back on his word, and I'm fucking pissed off. And I get to see him wrestle again. I'm going to pop huge when he comes out, but fuck me. He's gone. He was the one guy.
He was
the one
He
fucking
was the
guy we
one
had
guy.
that said, I'm retired. I'm done. I've given all I can for this business. I went on top.
Shoot.
I was still the best in the fucking world when I left.
Stone Cold.
Injury, though. He was injured. He had to retire.
Still, he's had
Sean-
chances they've been given like, hey,
I know.
come and do this.
And
But
apparently-
Stone Cold-
Apparently his neck's better and he could wrestle.
But he doesn't want to because he's got reality TV.
No, so that's what I'm
commitments.
saying. Like, Shawn does movies. Like,
Yeah, but
And-
I'm
Right,
just
like-
saying, like for
He
a
also
guy
does fishing
who-
shows too. in
Stone
Texas.
Cold's still very much
for
a
a
product as
guy
well.
who could still go, and in his last match, he put on a fucking 4.5-star fucking classic against Taker. You watch Stone Cold's last match against Rock, and you can be like, yeah, this guy probably needs to fucking retire. He's looking a bit stiff.
Well, do you know what happened with Stone
He
Cold the
went
night
out
before that
on-
match?
He was in fucking hospital.
Yeah, he was in hospital.
Like he's
Look, we know.
his body was ready to give up.
Yeah,
on it.
Jim Ross said he was surprised that Austin survived the night in hospital.
But like, and you watch that match with Rock, and it's a good match, and it calls back to everything they'd done in the previous two matches that were absolute WrestleMania classics.
But The Rock carried Austin through that match.
Exactly. At the end of the day, it didn't fucking headline WrestleMania 19. No one knew it was his last match. The only thing that was a giveaway was the OMR on his fucking on his jacket, the one more ride. And then the next night it's like, oh, by the way, Stone Cold's done. At least we got a proper retirement match for Shawn at WrestleMania against his greatest opponent of all time after the classic they had 12 months previous, and he left. And we were
And
fine.
now one
and
last
and we
time.
were sad, but eventually we accepted it. But now he's going back on it, and
But then again, you got
But
to.
if this is all just to be that one match against Taker at Mania, I'm okay with it because it makes sense story-wise, and that's what Shawn's always been about. It's always been about the story.
And Shawn's come out on different podcasts and said, if the story is right,
Yeah,
I'll
that's
come
the
back.
thing.
I'll come back one more
It
time.
ain't about the money, and that's what it is when you turn down AJ.
For
Because
Shawn,
it's not that much difference money-wise, but it's AJ Styles. Would have been an easier match. Would have been a really easy payday. Would have been dope, but it ain't the story.
And you got to put this
Taker
in
is the
perspective as well.
story.
AJ Styles, Shawn Michaels have no story. Daniel Bryan and Shawn Michaels have no story.
Yeah, that's
Undertaker,
the
Shawn
thing.
Michaels has a story.
It's the story.
you could easily manufacture.
But that's not the point. That's not the point for Shawn. Because the last piece of his story was being pinned by Taker at Mania. Then it was then he also appeared in the end of the era match. So it's a continuation from that as well. Story is there. And that's why Shawn
And you got to think of this though.
I
Who are the
saw
two
that.
superstars you always think of when you think of the name Shawn Michaels?
Taker and Trips.
Yep.
the story is there.
I get it. I do. And money talks, and and all that sort of shit.
Plus, this could be Kane's last ever match as well.
He was the last. He was the one guy. He was the one fucking guy that went on top. His body hadn't deteriorated, except for his eye starting to crawl towards the center.
But
like apart from that, he was fine, and he just I don't know, man. It's fucking annoying that it's like he was like he's gonna come back at 53.
Would you not absolutely just tear jerk if this all led to
dude? If he's having
career
a
versus career,
if he's having a match at
both
Mania, I'm
done.
gonna suck the amount of fucking dick I can to get money to go across and see him. But like, it's
they're both done. What a story that.
no, it's fine. If this is
Fuck, we're on SmackDown. We're not talking about
how many fucking retirement matches has Taker had? So fucking many. But if this is genuinely,
technically 3.
yeah, okay. If this
Bray, Reign.
he didn't really give away the.
I thought it was towards the end with Bray, and then you had
No. He didn't really do anything after the match to indicate he'd.
Bray.
I reckon two. I reckon the.
I was gonna say Bray, Reigns.
Reigns
and
is the
Cena.
only one I can think of. Who's the other one?
He left his gloves in the ring against fucking McMahon. Shane.
Shane.
Oh,
That was
true.
Oh, sorry, Shane.
That
Sorry,
kind
Shane.
of felt like a big deal at the time.
So
Yeah,
3.
it did.
Shane, Reigns, Cena.
Do you reckon the Cena one?
Cena? He killed him and then left and then fought Rusev a month later.
Yeah.
Like there was no end there.
I think the Cena one had it been booked better, you could have got that idea, but because
No,
it
but
was
I think
like
the Cena one was
Yeah.
a revamp in a weird way. To reissue Taker is still fucking stronger.
But
by burying
because we
Cena.
literally hadn't seen him
Yeah.
since he left his hat, coat, and gloves in
Yeah.
the ring
Yeah.
the year
Do you
before.
know what's really sad though?
Buried Cena.
What's-
That's the
you
thing.
know what's really
it's
sad?
a revamp for Taker.
What's really sad though is that they had the coat and the gloves and the bike in the backstage area at Mania 34 only because Kid Rock went nuts after his Hall of Fame speech and went on social media and got fucking shit-faced. They sent Kid Rock home because
So were they literally going to do
the original
American
plan
Badass?
was Cena...
You don't know that.
Yeah, shut up.
Allegedly.
Shut up.
Dirt sheets.
Backstage from that night is that Kid Rock was supposed to come out and said, Cena, are you ready to be whipped by the American Badass? And then he was going to start performing Kid Rock. And then you hear the dongs and the motorcycle sound. Taker was going to ride on that motorcycle down to the ring.
That would have been cool.
And then originally,
I would've-
Taker was going to go over. Apparently, the match was going to be a lot shorter if he went the biker gimmick that night.
God. How much shorter could it have been?
Apparently,
was like
a minute. Apparently, he was going to get
minutes?
Cena was going to get a last ride and a tombstone delivered, and then Taker was going to ride off, put the fist up in the air, and ride into the sunset with Kid Rock still performing his song as he rides up. But apparently, Kid Rock had.
Kind of glad they didn't do that now.
Yeah, I'm so glad they didn't do that.
That doesn't sound great.
Doesn't sound as dope as
Yeah,
what
apparently
this
Kid Rock was going to be the one to bring Undertaker out
No,
at
no.
WrestleMania,
Anyway.
and he's going to perform the American Badass song.
What are we at time-wise?
67 minutes.
All right, cut it
All right,
out.
let's
done.
go. Okay,
Raw was okay. SmackDown was okay.
Raw was shit. The only good thing was Leo Rush.
Yep, good moment.
He was awesome. Apart from that.
Lashley's new match.
Corbin Reigns is all right. Corbin hangs, man. I know. I've said it a million times.
I 100% wanted him to win that match.
It's all right.
Same here.
I'm 100% behind Corbin. I've always been behind Corbin.
How do you, as fucking like GM, lose a no DQ match you've set up yourself? Come on, man. Come on, man.
Also,
How do you fucking lose
Really
that,
quickly
man?
back to Leo Rush.
Yeah.
The mention I was going to make was that Lashley is a better competitor when he's got someone in his side.
That shit, like we said
For
before.
example-
The guy can't talk.
So, for example, Crystal Lashley originally in his first run in TNA,
sure.
which is his wife, she was the mouthpiece for him.
Yep.
Then you had the Beatdown Clan with MVP as your mouthpiece for Lashley. And then he had the American Top Team. He had the head of American Top Team as his mouthpiece when American Top Team took over Impact.
He's never been a good talker.
He hasn't. And
No, and that's why he needs a mouthpiece, and that's why I was a bit
That's
upset
why
with-
he had Donald Trump at WrestleMania 23.
exactly, and also which is why I was a little bit annoyed with Paul Heyman coming out with Brock Lesnar
match.
because
in my opinion.
if it wasn't Leo Rush, I would have paired Heyman with Lashley.
Oh, but Leo's such a good pick. Leo is such a good pick.
Leo's
I think Leo's a better pick.
Leo's a better pick, but Heyman wise would have put Lashley over. Like all Lashley,
No, he would have. But
Lashley would have been of the Lesnar mold.
Shoot, do you reckon the plan is to strap the tag belt on Leo and Lashley? I'd fucking do it.
well,
I'd fucking do it.
I don't know if he's going to be like a competitor on Raw at all. I think he'll
He can do bumps, so he's obviously a wrestler.
I think
and he is
no,
a wrestler. He's on 205, yeah.
I know. I think he'll continue to compete on 205.
Yeah.
and he'll have Lashley there as his muscle. But then on Raw, I don't think we're going to see him wrestle just yet.
Yeah, fair enough. All right.
And also,
no.
And also, speaking of Heyman, never, ever get another client because it's never worked.
Yeah.
Cesaro, no. Ryback, no. Axel, no.
No. I just don't see
CM
him
Punk
having the
work.
same chemistry with anyone that he isn't already have that. Like the reason
Exactly,
it worked,
friends with.
the reason it worked with Punk, and
Even Big
he
Show,
has that.
even Big Show and Angle in 2000, 2003 failed.
No,
Yeah.
it's-
That's
he,
why-
he needs that chemistry.
That's
Yeah,
why
exactly.
that's why Heyman went with Big Show when Kurt Angle had Haas and Benjamin brought into the company because
it doesn't work. So I don't see Heyman.
also another what I'm hearing as well is that eventually Gable's going to be no longer paired with Roots.
Oh, why? That
They're
was
gonna
so much fun.
They're going to have Jordan come back, American Alpha Team Angle, so they're going to
I'm hearing that Jordan might actually be retiring.
Same.
It's worse than they think it is.
I've heard
He
they want to
should've been-
rehash
he
Team
should've been
Angle with
back
Jordan and
Yeah,
Gable,
that might have been initially be the plan, but I think Jason Jordan's injury is pretty fucked up.
Yeah,
which is a
'Cause
shame for
that's
him.
why-
It's a shame.
That's
but
why he's shadowing producers with Matt Hardy. They're the one who give him a backstage
Yeah.
role. But I don't know. I hope he comes back. I hope his injury isn't as bad.
Yeah.
But I'm actually enjoying Bobby Roode and
Chad
Chad
Gable.
It's like his
breath of fresh air.
It's like his irresponsible uncle is hanging out with him and like just encouraging him
Yeah.
to do shit, and
Yeah.
it's fucking great.
I love
And
Chad Gable's comedy side too.
No, it's good. I like
I do, but
'Cause
don't
that-
forget that he's
both
a
of
great
them-
wrestler. Like he's
both of them look
He's an
like
Olympian.
Dude, how fucking good
Remember-
is the bridging German
Yeah.
suplex as
Yeah.
a finisher? It looks so brutal.
Remember-
he deadlifts those motherfuckers. They do nothing.
Remember, Chad Gable's an Olympian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No shit.
He,
He's a
he represented
really
the
good
country
wrestler.
in London.
He's a fucking that cunt should be a world champion.
And
at
then
some point.
SmackDown,
He's so
I know
good.
Yang wants to bring this up really quickly as well.
Mm-hmm.
Becky Lynch's promo on Charlotte.
Seriously, soundbite it. Like going
How-
forward,
how
we
have
need
we-
some sound bites.
I'm now the new queen.
Okay, yeah,
Bitch.
No, I think that was good, but her saying like, "I want you to put the belt around my waist."
Yep.
No.
Oh my
Becky's
god,
in the whole world right now.
dude,
Becky's in her own league right now, man.
she is the MVP of the last month.
And
Yeah.
I love
By
Becky Lynch
far.
too because she's like, you better shut your mouth because the champ's talking.
yeah, fuck me, she's so good. Oh, I love
Becky's
her.
in a
I
league of
love
her
her
own
so
right
much. Yeah, she's,
Once again, SmackDown better show.
yeah.
Yep.
SmackDown this week was actually quite good.
Also,
Raw was
Almas AJ,
very-
fantastic match as well.
Was
It was.
Like the momentum with Almas is
glad you're coming around slowly.
like the momentum with Almas is it's
He's
building.
working with better people.
The dark horse is his dark horse to win the Rumble. I think Almas
I think so. Yeah.
dark horse.
This might be the one Rumble where
You're scared.
no, whatever. But there might be the one Rumble where there's a lot of people who could win. Where, because obviously we're going into the last one, and like I guess a month before the last Rumble, we knew Shinsuke was going to win.
Yep.
And
seemed
it might
obvious.
be the same thing. We might hear closer to a month now. Where it's
But,
like
like,
Finn's scheduled to win, Seth's scheduled
Like
to win. Right?
I'm hearing at the moment the three people who are definitely in contention to win the Rumble: Miz, Finn, Almas.
Yeah.
That's all I'm
Brian
hearing.
as well. If it's,
I'm
like,
hear-
that's what I'm saying.
I,
Like,
I,
he
think, I
is-
think it does depend. Who
I'm
comes
hearing
out of-
Brian's
Yeah.
gonna,
Super
Brian will
Showdown.
have the championship.
Well, then, yeah,
by that
because then
time,
Brian
I'm
will
hearing.
win at Showdown, win title.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. There's a
I-
lot of
I
people
think-
who can come into this fucking Rumble and take it. It's weird.
It's such a hard thing to
but I
predict
like
right
it.
now.
This is what the Rumble should be.
No, but like Super Showdown, like I'm fully expecting that title to change hands.
If it changes hands, then Brian go, ooh, see if now
But
who
then,
wins earlier in the night.
if they are gonna do that number one contendership match, you have to do it at 1,000, which is only a week and a half later.
yeah.
Then whoever wins that isn't probably going to get the championship because I don't see them giving Joe a transitional championship run.
Exactly. We're kind of looking at this going, whoever wins Showdown has to win the belt.
But
Whereas
then,
I don't think
does
that's
that mean the
case.
belt's not going to change? It feels like
Maybe it doesn't change hands.
It
I don't
feel-
think. I don't think it changes hands.
It feels
I'm
like-
sick of betting against WWE champion and losing my predictions.
I actually,
enough.
I know he's gonna
I
win.
actually think Joe's gonna win the title at Super Showdown.
But then do you think whoever wins the number one contendership match wins?
yeah,
at
you kind of win a
1,000
gimmick.
or-
No,
right? 'Cause
I
there's
actually-
not going to be a short reign on the WWE.
no, I think Joe is gonna hold the top. I think there's gonna be a conspicuous. No, I
or
think
they
there's,
don't cash in at 1,000.
there's gonna be a conspicuous.
I can save it for Survivor Series.
No, Rumble. I think Brian.
yeah.
I think Brian wins the belt at the Royal Rumble, but I think the Miz interferes in the WWE Championship match. Paige gives Brian another opportunity at the Royal Rumble because I still think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be Miz versus Brian, Team Miz versus Team Brian at Survivor Series.
No, I reckon,
no,
no,
too many gimmicks already. 'Cause I
I
really
reckon,
feel like Shield's going to be Shield versus the other one.
I reckon Survivor Series is going to be a fatal four-way. Joe, AJ,
Brian, Miz.
yeah,
Yeah.
Miz, Brian. Booking it now. I'm booking it now. That's Survivor Series. I reckon.
They haven't announced whether or not they're going to do champ versus champ, are they?
No,
we don't know.
I don't know if they're going to run that gimmick again. They did it last year. It worked pretty well. AJ v Brock was quite a good match, but
It was a great match.
It was a great match. I don't know if they're going to. Anyway, we're going to wrap this shit up.
Staples Center as well, which I'm missing, unfortunately.
I like the champ vs champ gimmick personally. I think
It is good.
For one pay-per-view out of the year where it's like I can accept.
Just do it. Why the fuck not?
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to wrap this up. So, what do I usually say?
Especially considering the Saudi shows earlier in the month as well.
Yeah, I know. That's a good
Get
point.
your title books on that. And
Maybe
then
do the Fatal 4-Way at Saudi.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Anyway,
let's wrap this up. So you can follow us everywhere at Australiamania Pod at STRAYMANIAPOD. That is Twitter and Instagram, and Australiamania Podcast for Facebook and the YouTubers. You can also follow us on follow the podcast on iTunes or whatever Android device you use. Please go and subscribe. It helps us out a great deal. And rate and review and all that good stuff. You can follow me everywhere at Ricki Needs at RICKINEEDS. Twitter, Instagram, and the YouTubes. Michael.
Twitter at Tomo Media.
Boom. David.
Instagram.
_Yang Kong.
We need a better way of doing this.
He has a... Well, look, we'll
work it out.
We'll work it out.
We'll produce the shit out of it.
Yeah, we'll work it out. But so you could do all that. Jump on. We'll be having some stuff on YouTube this week. Have some more stuff on Instagram this week as well. So go and do all that. And as for Twitter, there'll be stuff on Twitter.
Yep.
I'll be tweeting and stuff. Michael, any local shows for this weekend to check out?
Nothing too big.
Nothing too big?
This weekend, unfortunately.
All right. That's cool.
But there's stuff coming in October, which is good for MTW, APW, which I'll bring.
All right, cool.
Very, very
We'll get
shortly.
to that when it's happening. But until next week, guys, have a good week. Enjoy your wrestling, and I'll see you next week. Bye.